welcome you back into Pioneer Arena as we get set for Tusculum here and Cokers. These teams meet for the 11th time. We'll be without one player today. Caleb Hodnett, who took a knee-on-knee hit in that contest versus Mars Hill, unable to go today for this Pioneer basketball team. So really that's going to be a big miss for this Pioneers. So let's take a look at the starting five for the Coker Cobras. Marquise Green will be in that starting five, the 6-foot senior out of Darlington, South Carolina. Anticipated that. Larry Cooper, the 6'4 senior out of Lake City, South Carolina. Roy Ellis, the 6'2 sophomore out of Pamplico, South Carolina. And Ladarius Williams will be the 6'9 junior out of Lawrence, South Carolina. Khalil Hall, sixth leading scorer in the South Atlantic Conference, the 6'2 senior out of Vance, South Carolina. Everybody in the league had him as a freshman last year, so we just assumed that he would be around for 3 more years, but apparently he was a mid-season transfer in some way from some school. We just don't know where. But Khalil Hall's, maybe it's just a guy that has just really flourished at Coker over the last 2 years, was phenomenal as a scorer last year and has been that way again this year. For the Tusculum Pioneers, well, I should say Eric Samuel is the head coach for Coker in his 3rd year, was a longtime assistant for the Cobras as well, as he will be the South Carolina State graduate. Is 70, as a matter of fact, 23 and 47 in his 3 years at Coker. For the Tusculum Pioneers, they'll go with Cam King, the 6'8 junior out of London, England, along with Brandon Mitchell, the 6'7 freshman, the 6'7 sophomore out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. He is a sophomore. Dylan Smith in that starting five, and Trent Gibson, the 6'4 freshman, in that starting five as well. For the Tusculum Pioneers, along with Donovan Donaldson. I guess I'm the only one that sees it, so it doesn't matter, right? I'm the only one. So you're good. I don't change it. That's my bad. Donovan Donaldson, the 6'1 senior out of Nashville, Tennessee. Just trying to do some housekeeping here with our starting five. I have said Brandon Mitchell, and I keep reading the 6'7 freshman because that's exactly the way it is listed in my my game notes page here, because we have failed to change that. We hope to have him for another 4 years, but man alive, he is a phenomenal player, but he is a sophomore. But Donovan Donaldson, the 6'1 senior out of Nashville. Trevecca Nazarene played his college ball there, and Hillsborough High School as well, closing in on 1,000 points for his entire collegiate career. Pioneers are coached by J.T. Burton in his first season, assisted by Zach Holt and Darren Higgins. The opening tip will be won by Coker, thrown up in the air. Our officials today for this basketball game, Bobby Linebarger, Chris McCurry, and DJ Swansel. Good to see those guys. I hope you do a good job. If not, we'll let you know. For the Pioneers, defensively, an opening three to start the game is up and good by Marquise Green, immediately giving some trash talk to Dylan Smith, and it's a 3-0 Coker lead. Donaldson with it into the front court. Coker wants to just pressure and pressure and pressure and just get it and go. That's why some scores are so skewed this year, because they can score the basketball. They don't always stop the basketball. Brandon Mitchell in the paint, mishandles it, kicks it back out to Gibson, who will drive into the paint. Before the shot, a foul on Coker. That's on Khalil Halls. That's his first, team foul number 1. 3-0 Coker as they hit the opening shot of the game after they win the opening tip. The Pioneers will inbound, baseline front court, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Gibson will get it in, but it's stolen away. On the run into the front court, Larry Cooper will put it up, and score it on the fast break opportunity. I didn't see it go through the cylinder because I didn't see the cylinder. 5-0 Coker, and a near steal it is, and the timeout's going to be asked for immediately by the Pioneers, just 1 minute into this basketball game. It's not as if the Pioneers didn't realize that this pressure was going to come from this team. Well, it is a big day on Wednesday coming up. It will be Pack the Arena night as the Tusculum Pioneers will entertain the Carson Newman Eagles. We hope that you'll join us on Wednesday as all Greenville and Greene County students receive free admission. $5 admission for everyone, with some of that benefiting the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We will be raffling off a 55-inch HD television, and all proceeds from that will go towards the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So come join us on Wednesday for Pack the Arena night here at Pioneer Arena. Coker with the basketball. They lead at 5-0. 1 minute in. They work it from right to left on your radio dial. From the top of the key, Marquise Green. He'll try a deep three over Dylan Smith and drain another one. Marquise Green hitting 24% from three-point territory. Hits that one from 28 feet. He hit it from the R at Pioneers in the logo in the middle of the floor. 8-0 Coker. That's a pretty good start. Gibson on the baseline left side. Bounce pass top of the key. Donaldson a three. Bang. Donovan Donaldson knocks down the three ball. The Pioneers are able to get on the board. Coker gets out to the impressive start. Donaldson 3 points closer to 1,000 for his collegiate career. Top of the key is Khalil Halls. Gets Smith into the air. Pioneers in this zone. Halls takes a three. That's no good. Offensive rebound, however, and a whistle for a foul. That's going to go against the Pioneers. This one will be against Donovan Donaldson. That'll be his first and the team's first as well. Inauspicious start for the Pioneers, but this has kind of been the norm for them. They've just not gotten off to good starts in basketball games. And I don't mean that in a negative way. They play hard. It's just other teams score, and they get off to a very good start. Roy Ellis, the sophomore, at the free throw line, knocks down the first. Second free throw coming up for Roy Ellis out of Pamplico, South Carolina. Is good. 10-3, Coker by 7. They've led by 8. Donaldson to Dylan Smith. Pressure by Coker. And it's just going to be nonstop the entire game. Gibson, middle of the floor. Smith, left wing. And now he'll back it out and reset the offense. Smith working his way into this starting five. Donaldson catch and shoot three is good. Back-to-back three balls by Donovan Donaldson for the third best shooter in the South Atlantic Conference in 3 points. In three-point percentage. Actually, he's fallen to fourth after the game the other night. Halls, Green around the perimeter, takes it in the paint. Cam King with the rejection. Cam King sixth in the conference in blocked shots. Comes up with his first of the game. Pioneers trail 10-6. On the inbound, right in front, Ladarius Williams, and this is a block by Brandon Mitchell. Williams going to continue to talk to him, and Mitchell's going to be whistled for the foul. Mitchell, his first, team foul number 2, went right up on Ladarius Williams, but unable to get that block cleanly as he got a piece of Williams. So Ladarius, who has been a 3-year player for the Cobras, has been an impact player. Very good on his first free throw, just 59% on the year from the free throw line. Had just 2 starts last year, but appeared in every game. Has appeared in every game of his career when healthy. Second one is no good. Brandon Mitchell with the rebound for the Pioneers, who trail 11-6. Tusculum basketball into the front court. Gibson spinning away from Green, still hounding him. Gibson will pull up from the foul line, drill it. 11-8. Tusculum has weathered the storm, the onslaught in the first minute when they were down 8-0. Cooper to the top. This is going to be Ellis. Coker leading by 3. Green at the top of the key. Once again at the R. He's 2 for 2 from 3. Ellis driving on King and maybe traveled. He did. So Coker will turn it over and give it up to the Pioneers. Coker averaging 15 turnovers a game. And being outscored, they're minus 16. They give up 82 points to score, or I should say 87 points, and score just 71 points a game. See if the Pioneers can settle in defensively as well, as Coker is off to a 3 for 5 shooting start. Donaldson, Smith on the right wing. Here's Gibson. Dump it down low to King. Had it knocked away. Gibson saves it. Gibson penetrates, kicks back out, extra pass Donaldson for 3. No. Rebound, Cam King secures it for the Pioneers, who lead the conference in offensive rebounds at 15 a game. So another chance as Donaldson misses for the first time in the game. Mitchell, reverse jam. And then a turnover by Coker as they threw it directly out of bounds. Into the basketball game will come Con Angwick, the 6'5 junior out of Melbourne, Australia. Angwick will check in. Has played every game, had been a starter in much of the games this year. Pioneers have the ball, down 1, 11-10 on the reverse jam by Brandon Mitchell. Donaldson, inside outside to Smith, a 3. No. Long rebound tracked down by Brandon Mitchell. Mitchell to Gibson. Cuts on Ellis, put it up with contact and put it in. The Pioneers lead it 12-11. Long pass. Tusculum was doing too much showboating and didn't get back defensively. We were posing, we were flexing our muscles, we were doing all sorts of things and forgot to get back on defense. 13-12, Coker by 1. Gibson takes it into the paint, gives it up to Mitchell high off the glass, missed it, rebounded by Mitchell one-handed, goes up strong, scoops it in this time. Long pass up to the front court once again. The Pioneers don't get back, but Angwick can't score. The Pioneers with the rebound by 1. They come into the front court. We have played 5 minutes here in this first half. Donaldson, Gibson, down low to Mitchell, had it knocked away, and a foul whistled against Coker. That'll go against Ladarius Williams, and that'll take us to a timeout on the floor. We'll take the break and return to Pioneer Arena right after this with your score. 15 minutes to play. Tusculum 14, Coker 13. Pioneer basketball continues after this from Pioneer Arena on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus? What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Jason was an ordinary man with an insatiable appetite until he got a call that changed everything. Applebee's All You Can Eat is back with shrimp. This January, get ready to order. Starring riblets, tenders, and introducing shrimp.
Basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network. Your home for Tusculum University Athletics. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan Staten.
And we welcome you back into Pioneer Arena, where the Pioneers lead by a score of 14-13 with the ball. Donovan Donaldson off to the good start, fades away, hits off the glass, good. Donovan Donaldson, 9 points away from 1,000 now, and he's off to a good start with 8 points. 16-13, Pioneers' largest lead of the basketball game. Green, who has 6 points on the bench right now for Coker. Angwick to Cooper on the baseline. Jackie Davis on the floor along with Austin Hall. Skip pass onto the right side to the top of the key. This is going to be Brewington. He'll give it up to Chandler Lindsay for 3. That one's no good. Rebounded by Gibson, who's going to be fouled. Accidental contact that time. It's A.J. McQuaige. That'll be his first, and team foul number 2 after the 3 by Lindsay was no good. Coker from three-point territory knocking down 29% on the year as opposed to 38% for the Pioneers, one of the top shooting three-point teams not only in the conference but in the country. Right side, Gibson tried to bounce it, but it goes off of Larry Cooper's shoe, which would be a kickball out of play. A three-point percentage. Tusculum first in offensive rebounds. Tusculum 24th in the country in that category. First in the conference in scoring defense. Third in three-point field goal percentage at 38%. Donaldson, and an illegal screen just trying to displace was Jackie Davis. Davis was setting and then moving, and apparently they don't like you to move too early from the spot when you're setting a screen. So a turnover on the Pioneers will be their third. 16-13, Tusculum by 3. Lindsay, the freshman out of Campobello, South Carolina, into the front court. Brewington back to Lindsay. Here's Khalil Halls gets this zone. Now Lindsay driving left baseline back to Halls. And he travels, moving that pivot foot. Bobby was right there in front of it. Khalil not very happy about it. Turnover on Coker will be their third here of this first half. So the inbound, the Pioneers wear the home whites with the orange letters and numbers trimmed in black. Tariq Jenkins is checked in. He'll get it into the front court to Jackie Davis. He'll elevate from the paint. That one just rims off, no good. No help underneath. And the Pioneers turned away on this offensive possession. 3 ball by Brewington, misses everything, and this rebound will go out of bounds to the Pioneers. Brewington, the senior out of Clinton, South Carolina. That's how they say it. It's not Clinton, South Carolina. Shooting just 18% on the year from 3. Donaldson in the backcourt facing this full-court press. And now Tariq Jenkins. A defense that Jenkins could thrive against today, just giving his physical makeup and the nature of his game, which is a dribble penetrator. Donaldson on the right side, bouncing down low to Davis. Now Jenkins, little floater that's no good. Rebound tipped by Hall. He'll put it up and in. Austin Hall. Just good persistence by the Pioneers. Jenkins followed his miss. Davis tipped it out to Hall, who finger rolls it in. 18-13 Tusculum. Coker into the front court. Hall's a deep 3. That one's short off the side of the rim and will go out of bounds to the Pioneers. Into the basketball game returns Green as he'll come back. Hit the first 3-pointers of the game. He had been on fire but scored just 1 point against Catawba. Marquise, he had 20 in the win against Anderson, but then followed that up with a 1-point game. And that blowout loss to Catawba. Into the front court, the Pioneers lob it to Davis. He'll go up with some contact, draw that contact against McQuaige, and will be going to the free throw line. McQuaige will also be picking up his second personal foul, and the team's third. So at the stripe will go Jackie Davis. Washington State signee, had been at junior college prior to coming here. Member of the National Junior College Region Championship team at Odessa. Was a McDonald's All-American nominee in high school at Rolling Hills High School. From the West Coast, or the left coast as we call it, Long Beach, California. Missed 11 games in his Pioneer career. 6 games last year and 5 this year due to injury. And just 33% at the stripe this season. 48% for his career. Missed them both. And Austin Hall, trying to get the rebound, will reach over the top and pick up a foul. Austin will pick up his first. Team foul number 5 against the Pioneers. Coker basketball down 5. They led 8-0. Top of the key, right side, Halls into the paint. Spinning will be Cooper, and he'll be, that is a travel. That's an easy call right there. And a reach-in foul going against Jackie Davis. He'll pick up his second, team 6th. And at the free throw line will go Larry Cooper. So Cooper at 60, we'll round up, 69% on the year from the free throw line, goes to the stripe. Started 22 of the 29 games last year for Coker and is doing the same this year. Averaged 7 points a game last season. This year, 10.5 points a game, but leads the team at 7 rebounds per contest. As he knocks down the first free throw. Second free throw is also good. 18-15, Tusculum. Donaldson runs into Cooper. Here's Dylan Smith to Donaldson in the front court. Tariq Jenkins, middle of the floor. They set up in the half court with 15 to shoot. Donaldson on the left side. He'll pull up on a screen for 3. This one is no good. Hall with the rebound, goes up strong, missing initially, but then it's tipped up and in by Jackie Davis. Pioneers getting after it offensively on the glass. Mars Hill gave them a challenge in that category. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it. We're back in 1 minute. 11:39 to play here in this first half, where it's Tusculum 20 and Coker 15. Pioneer basketball will continue after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County and you farm tomatoes, then you're in. Just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to supply tomatoes to people. And Ingalls really cares about family farms like Pierce Farms, and they really care about their customers. We're just glad to be a part of that. God has blessed us with a really great partnership there. They make fresh local produce have real meaning for lots of people. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
Of the Pioneers, Ryan Staten.
Pioneers lead 20-15. 9 of 16 shots they've knocked down, 56%. Coker 4 of 10. Tusculum trailed 8-0. Yep. Since then, it's a 20-7 run. Pull-up jumper by Khalil Halls, and he's found the stroke on the first make of the game for the sixth leading scorer in the league. Donaldson with it, avoids the press, has it knocked away and stolen. Hall spins on the dribble, takes it right down the lane, put it up, lost it, and the rebound is loose through the legs of Smith. Ball is on the floor, body's on the floor, and Coker comes out of there with it somehow. Holy cow. It's just mind-blowing sometimes. In the paint, a little jumper that's no good by Ladarius Williams. Rebounded by the Pioneers. Dylan Smith into the front court. It's 20-17 after Khalil Halls gets that bucket to fall. Tariq Jenkins in the paint doing what he does. Off the glass, banks it in. That's just what he does. Into the front court comes Coker, down 22-17. Top of the key, Williams out to Halls, left wide open for a three. This one is no good and over the backboard and out of play. Halls laboring is 1 of 4 and 0 for 3 from downtown. But I feel 100% confident that young man will get it figured out. So don't let it fool you. Pioneers facing this pressure full court for Coker. It will be with them the entire game. They do get it in across the line just in time. Trent Gibson on the floor with Cam King and Brandon Mitchell, Dylan Smith, and Tariq Jenkins. Jenkins on the left wing, left side to Gibson. Here's King from the left elbow. He'll pull up for two. This one rims off, no good. The rebound comes down right to Tariq Jenkins. He'll get into the paint. He'll back it out. Doesn't like the numbers. Gives it up to Mitchell, who will have to go to the line to earn it. No-look pass by Tariq Jenkins. And Mitchell, want to see him throw that down. Cooper's going to be whistled for the foul. It's going to be his first. Team's fifth on the Cobras. Oh, who is it? Abdul Salam Sarki is actually whistled for that foul, not Cooper. I just saw the 4 go up instead of 4-3. So Sarki with the personal foul. Mitchell cannot convert on the first. Is a vastly improved free throw shooter this season. Makes the second. .950 to play first half. Tusculum leads by their largest number, 23-17. Right side, this is Ellis back on the floor with Green. Backdoor look in the paint is knocked away, I think. And then what do we have? A traveling violation, yes, on Sarki. Sarki says, I was fouled. You were fouled, but after you traveled. It's the whole thing, the way it works out, you know? Gibson with it in the backcourt for the Pioneers. Dylan Smith. Back to Gibson. 9.5 to play here in the first half. Jenkins on the left wing. Ellis wearing him defensively. Jenkins gets into the paint, kicks it out to Smith. Driving, throwing it back out top to Gibson. 5 to shoot. In the corner, left alone is Smith. Bad idea. Bang. Dylan Smith from downtown. Pioneers lead 26-17. Deep three by Green. This one is not there. No talk that time for Green. Pioneers have the basketball back. That one missed it all. Smith will inbound and again face this pressure. It will not deter Green from playing just in-your-face defense. Jenkins cross the stripe, bouncing it to King. He'll go up strong and draw the foul. Cam King will earn a trip to the free throw line. Like to see him finish that. Not the best of free throw shooters. As Angwick will pick up his first team foul number 6. So King to the line, the 23% free throw shooter. Out of Preston's College in London, England. And by way of Navarro Junior College here in the States. His first free throw is no good. 2 years at Navarro College, 38 career games. 12 points in his debut, totaled 64 points and 14 blocks in his freshman season. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Coker. Tusculum leads 26-17. Here comes Coker into the front court. It's Ellis. Green. Cooper on the top of the key. Back to Green. Driving on the zone and is tripped up. That time he was tripped up by Trent Gibson. And just like I quoted it earlier, Tariq Jenkins wanted to travel. Well, he did travel, but he was also tripped before he traveled. So we got that contact. 8:32 to play. First half, Pioneers by 9. They trail by 8 to start the game. Cooper on the inbound, shoving Brandon Mitchell to gain some separation. Here's Halls. Green a 3. That one's good. Back to the talk. 26-20, Tusculum by 6. Green has hit 3 of 4 from downtown. Jenkins will be fouled by Green. Green turns to the official and says, come on. It'll be the 1-and-1 for Tariq Jenkins. It's the right call because when you hit the elbow, when you try that wraparound slap, you've got to get it as clean as possible. That time Green just didn't. He hit the elbow of Jenkins, knocking the ball away. So Jenkins will go to the free throw line. What's beauty about it is that with the advent even now here at the Division II level of South Atlantic Conference, we've improved our facility so much and our video. We got instant replay of all this stuff, and it shows a lot of it. And now a technical foul on Green. He can just never stop talking. He's been talking from the opening shot of the game, and Chris McCurry is tired of it. And so Green has been given a technical foul. So we have hit the front end of the 1-and-1, and now we must hit the second for Tariq Jenkins. Then we're going to shoot technical free throws, and then the Pioneers are going to have the ball. And he was told a couple of times, just knock it off, knock it off, knock it off, and he just never did. And he was frustrated because that foul was called, and I get it. Absolutely, I get it. So now we're going to shoot technical free throws, and Tariq Jenkins is going to stand there, and he's going to attempt them. Or do we want Gibson to go shoot him? Why didn't you go up there? Jenkins missing the first of the technicals. 58% free throw shooter. That's a mistake by the Pioneers. So now what have we done? We've missed the 2 technicals, and now we're going to shoot the second of the 1-and-1. So he didn't miss 3 in a row. Made 2 of the 4 free throws for Tariq Jenkins. Donaldson back in. Pioneers lead by 8, 28-20, and it will be Coker ball as the technical occurred at the free throw line. which I still don't get. If it's a technical, you should be able to get the ball. It's just simple. Let's just take all the thinking out of it. If it's a technical against you, the ball was out of bounds, happened right in front of DJ Swatzel, and it landed right on Coach Burton's toe, which is broken, so he was wincing in pain. So obviously we know it was out of bounds, unless his toe was in play. Into the game, turnover. Into the front court, this will be Dylan Smith. Brandon Mitchell go up on the layup attempt. It's good. Brandon Tyson is into the contest. He turned that one over for Coker. Tyson with it now on the baseline. On to the three-point line is Halls. Is defended nicely on a double team. We'll get rid of it to Tyson. Skip it onto the right side, nearly in front of Mr. Jones's lap over there on that. In that section, and a three ball by Angwick with the shot clock winding down. Cooper with an offensive rebound, and a skyhook putback is good. It's 30-22 after the Pioneers had their largest lead just moments ago of 30-20. Foul on the fast break, which is going to take us to a timeout, as this personal foul is going to go against Halls, which is going to be his second and the team's ninth. We go to a break, and this break brought to you by our very own Applebee's in Greenville, thanking them for their support of the Pioneer Sports Network and Tusculum University. University would like to thank Applebee's in Greenville for their continued support throughout the year. On the Pioneer Sports Network, thank you for providing pregame meals during football and basketball season, and for being the host side of the Pioneer Football Show each and every Monday through Pioneer football season. If you like to eat and you like going out, and there's so many great restaurants around to choose from, let me help you. Applebee's in Greenville provides Monday night hamburger specials for just $6.99. Tuesday nights, kids eat for just 99 cents. Wednesday and Thursday, wing specials. And every day from 3 until 7, enjoy appetizer specials. And late nights, enjoy appetizer and drink specials. It's all at Applebee's here in Greenville. You know you're eating good in the neighborhood when you're at Applebee's in Greenville. A proud supporter of the Pioneer Sports Network and Tusculum University.
Welcome back to the Pioneer Sports Network. Pioneer Basketball, your home for Tusculum University athletics. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan Staten.
Tusculum is shooting 60% in the first half. They lead at 30-22. We'll be at the free throw line coming up. Coker at 37% from the field. They're 3 of 10 from 3. Pioneers out rebounding the Cobras 15-8. But Tusculum 7 offensive boards to Coker's 5. Marquise Green leads all scorers with 9 points, 8 for Larry Cooper, 8 for Donovan Donaldson, and 7 points for Brandon Mitchell with his 4 rebounds. Cam King at the stripe, missing on his first of 2 for the 23% free throw shooter. No good. And a rebound foul that's going to go against Trent Gibson. So Gibson's going to pick up his second. And the 1-and-1 for Coker. So a couple of mistakes here in this first half for the team. Just silly fouls. That's 2 of them. And then the technicals where we didn't get Trent Gibson to the free throw line. And I'm with Trent Gibson on that just a little bit. They just never indicated whether or not the technicals were supposed to be taken before the end of the 1-and-1 or not. Front end of the 1-and-1 is no good, but an offensive rebound. Here's Larry Cooper from the baseline on the left side. He'll be fouled before he goes up, although he traveled about 4 steps, just trying to shuffle his feet and get a better position. Now Brandon Mitchell has his second foul. So we've made our own share of mistakes, but there's also been a few things that have been missed. It's human nature. None of us can be perfect, except Nick Forsberg. At the stripe, it's no good. Cooper, 79% on the year from the stripe. So Mitchell will exit. Cam King is out. And our replacements for our 4 and 5, King and Mitchell. King at 6'8", Mitchell at 6'7", 6'8", will be Hall and Davis. And the rebound on the second miss picked up by Donovan Donaldson for the Pioneers. So the Pioneers, who lead by 8, trailed 8-0 in this game. Donaldson, right side to Jenkins, left side, penetrates into the lane, doing what he does, but can't finish this time. And the rebound is out of bounds off the Pioneers. Jenkins had that one stoink off the back iron. And it came right back out, and Hall just couldn't tip it in. 6.5 to play to the half. Pioneers still around 60% shooting for the half, but I'd like to see a couple of these offensive possessions be back-to-back. Just consistency. Cooper from the left elbow spins in the paint, sometimes known as a walk. Will shoot it and miss it. Rebound taken away by Jackie Davis. Jenkins will shovel it off to Dylan Smith into the front court for the Pioneers. Back to Smith. Left side is Donaldson. Under 6 to play first half. Donaldson dribble penetration. Kick out 3 to Smith. Bang. That's downtown, and that's good ball movement, good execution, good patience, a good set. Ladarius Williams losing it going up for Coker, but it falls right to Khalil Halls, who gets it back, fakes a 3. Well, we triple-teamed him. On the drive into the paint, a little tough runner is good by Chandler Lindsay. Pioneers breaking. Bouncing it. Davis reversing it. And one! Count the bucket. Cooper whistled for the foul. Will be his first this time. Double bonus the rest of the way, but the Pioneers breaking out of the pack and going on a little fast break of their own. Not necessarily something they've done a whole lot this year. It's their 4th fast break point of this half. Chance at the largest lead of the game. We are not good at free throws, but we get the offensive rebound. Jackie Davis, who missed it, got it right back. Pioneers set up. Left side is Dylan Smith. Tusculum by 11. Comes right around the 5.5-minute mark here of this first half. Deep 3 by Smith. This one's no good, but Jackie Davis elevating for the rebound. Kick out 3 to Jenkins is no good. Austin Hall with the rebound for the Pioneers. His putback is good. Pioneers are hungry. We're going after missed shots. 37-24, the Pioneers by their largest number. Coker into the front court, top of the key. This will be Lindsay. Halls. Lindsay, Cooper from the foul line. Holding it. Cooper driving it, and he'll be fouled. I say we were a lot better off when he was standing there. We were better defensively then. Not so good when he started moving. Austin Hall's going to be whistled for his second. And I was getting ready to say we got 20 fouls between the guys, the 4s and our 5s, but we're running out of those guys. So we're getting ready to go deep with Adrian Cohen getting set to check in. Cooper at the stripe makes the first. It's been an impressive stretch, and the Pioneers trailed 8-0 in the first minute, basically. We call a timeout, then we get a 3 by Donaldson, and we were off. Second free throw by Cooper is good. So Cam King and Adrian Cohen into the contest for the Pioneers. Jenkins defended by Roy Ellis. Full court pressure by Coker. This is full court man-to-man. Jenkins showing off the ball skill. Goes behind the back, through the legs. Future with the Globetrotters at that level. On the drive is Jenkins, and he goes down hard as he penetrates into the paint and takes a tough knock, and will go to the free throw line if he can see clearly, like Jimmy Cliff. Williams with his second. You know who Jimmy Cliff is? Yeah. It's awesome. Tariq Jenkins at the free throw line making the first. 38-26 for the Pioneers. Second for Jenkins out of East Georgia State. Went there with A.J. McQuaige of Coker. They were teammates last year. Here's a ball that's tipped nearly in front of Dom Donnelly and Lorenzo Pratt. Pratt, who has really good hands but wasn't watching there, Running backs usually have really good vision. You protect the computer there, Pratt. Yeah, you put that drink down there, too. It's a good idea. That's smart. That's smart. 39-26, Tusculum with the lead. Coker with the ball. Here's Cooper. He's been outstanding in the first half. He misses here, but this will be a rebound foul that will go against McQuaige. And I agree with you, AJ. I'm with you there. You're just so much taller than Dylan Smith. You just jumped up and you grabbed the ball from him. You didn't climb his back. You didn't need to because you're a foot taller than him. But you unfortunately were whistled for your third foul in only your third minute of play. So it's been a frustrating half. I get it. Timeout is going to be asked for by Eric Samuel as well right at this media timeout. So I believe we will go to a break. We'll do that. Let's take a break. 4:03 to play. Back after this with your score. It's Tusculum 39 and Coker 26.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus? What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Jason was an ordinary man with an insatiable appetite until he got a call that changed everything. Applebee's All You Can Eat is back with shrimp. This January, get ready to order. Starring riblets, tenders, and introducing shrimp.
On the Pioneer Sports Network, your home for Pioneer basketball with the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan Staten.
Dylan Smith makes the first free throw out of the extended timeout that Ray Smith has blown for us because he talks too long on Greenville Light and Power commercials. Second free throw is also good. Smith, the one guy that comes to Tusculum who very familiar with Coach Burton. He played for him at Motlow State. 41-26, Tusculum with their largest lead here of the half. Here is Williams and a bullet pass that's off a teammate's Cooper's hands out of play. Williams threw the overhand two-hand pass 97 miles an hour to a guy who was less than 60 feet 6 inches from him. More like 6 inches. So it will be Pioneer basketball. Here's Donovan Donaldson off to a good start in this one. He hit the first 2 3-pointers of the game. It really got the Pioneer offense going. He'll take this one off the dribble. Bang. Donovan Donaldson from downtown. 11 for the senior. 4 of 6 from the field. 3 of 5 from 3. And the ball that is knocked out of bounds by Tariq Jenkins. Coker will have the inbound. Pioneers came with some pressure. Green across the stripe, lost the handle, got it back, lost it again. The Pioneers forced a turnover. It's rare, but the Pioneers force one here. Now Jenkins has it. Crossover dribble into the front court. Runs into a player and draws the foul. Jenkins will go to the line and shoot 2. Goes against Green, who's got to be, actually it goes against Ellis. And Ellis will pick up his first. 2 shots for Tariq Jenkins on the double bonus. And Green frustrated. He says it was the same thing down on the other end. Green's got to be careful. He's already got a technical in the game. And the free throw by Jenkins is good. Tariq had 17 at Barton, 13 of that in the second half. Of course, he had the go-ahead hoop and one in that second half, and that amazing 20-3 run to end that game. The Pioneers won by 4. Jenkins made them both. Pioneers lead by their largest number, 46-26. That'd also be their largest lead of the year. Ellis, double team comes. Jenkins knocked it away, steals it up to Donaldson, goes behind the back to Cohen. It finds its way to Smith, who puts it in and one. Dylan Smith and the technical on Marquise Green. And Chris McCurry was not having it, and he has sent Green to the showers. Eric Samuel, all he can do is just stand and stare in disbelief. And I feel for him, because the double team that occurred at the midcourt stripe probably should have ended the play because of a travel. Instead, they let it go, and then there was a little bumping. There was some contact there. Pioneers got it and took off. And then the ball went through a couple of sets of hands, finds its way to Smith, where Green was whistled for the foul, and then is ejected on a second technical. So Donaldson, who was perfect at the free throw line here at home, 14 of 14, misses, of course. Donaldson, who is 7th in career assist average, 8th in career free throw percentage in school history, 79%. Goes 1 for 2 on the fouls, and now Dylan Smith will have an and one opportunity. And the Pioneers blowing it open here in the first half. After trailing 8-0, they're up 23 right now with under 3 to play in the half. And Dylan Smith, who goes to the stripe. Good on the three-point play. Pioneers have put up 50 here in the first half. 50-26. It's a Coker team that's allowing 87 a game. Pioneers only allow 71.2 a game. And a foul here. And Coker will go right back to the free throw line. That'll be Ellis who will go to the stripe. This foul will be on Cam King, will be his first. The Pioneers have played without some key guys here in this first half. But how about this? For the second consecutive game, one of the top scorers in the league, the top scorer in the league, and the 14th top scorer in the country, Jayshon Brooks, in here Wednesday, scored just 2 points in 21 minutes. Khalil Halls comes in averaging 18.2 points a game. He goes to the bench. He has 2 points. Ellis missing the first. His second is good. Donaldson on the inbound to Tariq Jenkins. We have a coaches meeting in front of me. Do we have to have a coaches meeting in front of me like every 3 seconds? Jenkins showing off the ball handling skill. Donaldson to King. He's double teamed from the low block. Here's Cohen. Good take. Put it up and got it to go. Adrian Cohen. Good finish by the freshman out of Woodstock, Georgia. Ellis then is fouled by Cohen. And so Cohen, who just scored, also commits the foul. So the double bonus, we have been a foul happy, and that's some other way it's going to play. We're going to play Newberry, and it's the way they play. They just foul a bunch because they put so much pressure on you. We are reacting and reaching for a very quick team in Coker. They use their quickness to create some opportunity. So the Pioneers, who led just moments ago by their largest number of 52-27. Ellis has hit 3 of his last 4 free throws. 52-29, Tusculum. Across the stripe, this will be Tariq Jenkins. Into the contest has come Christopher Fordham. He's defending on Jenkins. Jenkins takes it to the rim, got away with maybe steps. This will be Donaldson. Bang! 3-ball by Donovan Donaldson. 14 for him, 3 away from 1,000 for his career. A whistle on Dylan Smith. We're going to send Ellis right back to the free throw line as well. And a lot of whistles going to be blown before this kind of game gets out of hand. And I guess what I mean by that, we've already had an ejection with 2 technicals on Marquise Green. And again, it started very early. He was speaking a lot after making some shots and doing a lot of talking, and the officials were telling him to cut it out, and he just never did. And so I guess he was warned, but he didn't heed that warning. Received a technical for arguing and then got his second for, I guess, arguing. You call it, he was running down the floor because he didn't believe it in Chris McCurry. He could have probably just walked away from that, but he didn't. He teed him up. 55-31. Ellis has hit, 5 of his last 6 free throws. Pioneers with the advantage. Highest scoring first half of the year for the Pioneers. Cohen and one. And Adrian Cohen on the follow on the Cam King miss. The bucket is good, and Cooper's whistled for his second. It's a good thing both of these teams have deep benches because we don't have enough players to finish this game with the amount of fouls that are being called. Today has taken an eternity to be played because the first game, a lot of fouls were called. In the women's game, the second game, very much the same. Cohen cannot hit the free throw. Fordham, little floater on the baseline that's no good. A rebound taken by Dylan Smith to Donaldson. Donaldson, step back 3 for 1,000. No. Rebounded by Coker. Maybe not the best take for Donaldson, but you had the momentum. Ellis, Cooper driving on King. A little scoop shot that's no good, and the rebound to the Pioneers. Here comes Donaldson sprinting into the front court on the dribble. Into the corner to Smith. Good. Well, Smith will pull the trigger right after. I was going to say, good job just taking his time, but that not a good shot. Last 2 shots not very good for the Pioneers. Now Ellis driving on King, and that's what it happens. You force too much defense because you're not organized defensively, and now King has picked up his second personal. And that's a nice job by Ellis to take it right to the paint. Played 16 games last year for the Cobras. Hit 4 of 7 from 3, had a season best, 6 points twice against Emmanuel, Georgia, and LMU. And from the free throw line this year, 62%. But what is he hitting now? 5 in a row? 6 of his last 7 free throws. Second free throw. Rims no good. Rebound by Coker. Rebound by Ellis. We'll throw it back out to the top for the Cobras. 3 ball by Ellis. This one no good. Rebound putback is no good. Got to get a board. This one is taken away. Ladarius Williams will finish. A 3-point trip for the Coker Cobras. Here's Donaldson, worked over by Ellis. Donaldson into the front court. 57-34. That could have been called a foul, but you got to quit blowing the whistle at some point. 14 seconds to play in the first half. Donaldson wants the shot to end the first half, or will he pass it off? Donaldson down the lane. Tough runner. Rims off, no good. 2 seconds. 1 second. Good if it goes by Fordham. Off the front of the rim, no good. And that will end the opening half of play from Pioneer Arena. The best scoring half for the Pioneers, although a little disappointing there in the final 90 seconds. They kind of rushed some shots just because I think they felt like everything was going to fall. That didn't necessarily happen. And Pioneers, though, still put up 57 points. They had a 47-point day against Lee back before Thanksgiving. Coming up here at the half, a look at this week in Tusculum athletics, your first half stats and scores from around the league. That's when we return with more of our halftime report after this. At the half, it's Tusculum 57 and Coker 34. Pioneer basketball continues after this from Pioneer Arena on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus? What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Jason was an ordinary man with an insatiable appetite until he got a call that changed everything. Applebee's All You Can Eat is back with shrimp. This January, get ready to order. Starring riblets, tenders, and introducing shrimp.
are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County, you farm tomatoes. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
You got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus? What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Jason was an ordinary man with an insatiable appetite until he got a call that changed everything. Applebee's All You Can Eat is back with shrimp. This January, get ready to order. Starring riblets, tenders, and introducing shrimp.
Our score is 57-34 here at halftime. Congratulations to Devin Carter and the Tusculum women. They pick up their 11th win of the year in Game 1 of our doubleheader, knocking off Shannon Johnson's Coker Lady Cobras by a final of 71-57. Was not easy. Tusculum labored in the game shooting for the most part, and then they just an inordinate amount of fouls. The game saw 46 combined. And the Pioneers win 71-57 in a game that saw 58 free throw attempts. We start the second half. Glad you could stay with us. Pride State and Courtside Game Station engineers Jeff Moore. And an illegal screen. It's going to go against the Pioneers right out of the gate to start this second half. It goes on Cam King, and that's going to be number 3 on him. It also turns the ball over. Coker looking to go quickly. So into the front court. Here come the Cobras, as they'll start Chandler Lindsay here in the second half. Ellis Hall's trying to get going, and there's a 3 ball, and that could be bad news for the Pioneers. As Coker does not have Marquise Green, he was ejected with his second technical in the first half for arguing and then showing up an official. Pioneers with the basketball. Cam King, and he'll travel. He didn't get it on the floor, and a very inauspicious start as well to start this second half, much like the way the Pioneers started the first half in that opening minute, where they trailed basically 8-0. The Tusculum women's team has come out as the men's team cheered on the women in that first half. The women are here in this second half to show their support as well, with the Pioneers leading by 20, and Khalil Halls will dribble out of bounds. And a turnover on Coker. But he hit the opening shot of the second half. He has 5 now, averaging 18.2 a game. And the Pioneers are going to turn it over. So another timeout's going to be asked for here by Pioneer coach J.T. Burton, as he did the same thing in the first half. He burned a timeout in the opening minute. He's going to burn a second timeout here in the opening minute of the second half as well. Coming up this Wednesday, it's Pack the Arena night, so we encourage your attendance here on Wednesday, as we're going to have a lot of fun. We have Pack the Arena night. It's Tusculum and Carson Newman as great rivals get together. 2 teams ranked in the top of the region in the women, and then just the 2 great rivals on the men's side. The Carson Newman women sneak by in a game earlier today. So Carson Newman now 5-3 in the league. Tusculum is 4-2 in that women's game. Cost will be $5 for everybody who enters, with partial proceeds going towards the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We're going to raffle off a 55-inch HD television in the men's game. And those tickets will be $2 each, or 3 tickets for $5. And all proceeds from the ticket sales will go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's Pack the Arena night, free admission for Greenville City and Greene County students on Wednesday night. A whistle for a foul, and that's going to go, I guess, on Dylan Smith, who was trying to steal the ball, and Dylan took a knock to the head. He was actually the one that ended up on the floor. Dylan's going to pick up his second, team second. Smith's going to have to come out. He comes off a bit lame. We had Caleb Hodnett, who was injured in the Mars Hill game, not able to go today as knee-to-knee contact. So Coker with the basketball, and Hall's off a screen for 3 is no good, but an offensive rebound taken by Chandler Lindsay. He'll drive it inside, and a traveling violation on Lindsay. It's a good call. Lots of times I don't agree with all of that, but this time it is. Tusculum just not off to a very good start, and we nearly turn it over again, but thankfully enough, Brandon Mitchell is there. Here's Trent Gibson in the backcourt. As we finally get through all of that mess, and we miss a layup, Mitchell gets the rebound, puts it on the floor, and he loses it. And then Coker into the front court, Lindsay. He'll drive on Mitchell. That's no good, but the rebound by Halls. He hits the bottom of the rim, and it's no good, and the rebound taken by Brandon Mitchell. Frenetic pace to start this second half. That means crazy. As Coker, this is exactly what they're capable of. And they did that in the first half. They just didn't sustain that pressure the whole time. And now Gibson is going to run into Cooper, and Cooper's going to pick up his third. Team's first against Coker. 57-37. Tusculum has yet to score here in the second half. Coker has hit a three-pointer. That's Khalil Halls. Gibson gives it up to Mitchell. We go down low to Hall, trying to back his way in on Cooper. Good baseline move, put it in. Austin Hall from the left baseline, little floater from 5 feet. 59-37 Pioneers. Coker front court, Lindsey. Ellis fakes a three, gets a closer look, puts up a runner, and it's good. I thought it was an alley-oop dunk pass, but it went in, and no one was going up to dunk it down either way. Gibson into the front court to Jenkins. Jenkins on the right wing. 59-39 Tusculum. Now, they've had great first halves this season, but haven't done a lot in the second half. So see if the Pioneers can keep the offense going, and a whistle for a foul against Coker. It'll go on Khalil Halls. He didn't agree, and he almost took off sprinting, which is exactly how Marquise Green got his second technical in the first half. And one of his teammates, Ladarius Williams, stopped him from sprinting down the floor, which for this T-happy crew could have been detrimental for the Coker Cobras. Tariq Jenkins at the stripe, making the first of two shots. So the Pioneers back to the free throw line. Jenkins made them both. Good game for Tariq, as always. So impressed with him. 10 points for Tariq off the bench, becoming the sixth man for this Pioneer team. Ladarius Williams down low in the paint, and Austin Hall with an emphatic block, but it was also an emphatic foul. He gave the scowl. Hall's going to pick up his third. Team foul number 3 on the Pioneers here in the second half. It's been a foul-happy game. Free throw for Ladarius Williams is good. Always been impressed with Ladarius. This is third year with Coker out of Lawrence, South Carolina, which is the sister city of Greenville, Tennessee. Lawrence, South Carolina, in case you didn't know that. Both free throws made by Williams. 61-41. Gibson across the stripe, defended aggressively by Lindsey. Gibson goes to a knee, gets poked in the face. We play on. Donaldson gets a screen. He'll drive, pull up for 1,000. Bang. Got his 1,000th point on that little bank shot for Donovan Donaldson. That's his 1,000th for his career in college. Now, keep in mind his career spanning over Trevecca Nazarene and here at Tusculum. And as a matter of fact, J.T. Burton calls a quick timeout just to get that recognition. He has just one timeout remaining. Now, the Pioneers do lead by 22, but that's okay. 95-game career, 983 points coming in. In his 96th game, he scores his 1,000th point. For his collegiate career, averaging 10.3 points a game. This year, 13.8. Last year was 14.1, his career best average. So congratulations to Donaldson. A little kiss off the glass. He's at 1,000 exactly for his career. Williams for Coker out of the timeout. Spinning in the paint over Mitchell. One-handed hook shot is good. 20-point lead for the Pioneers. Into the front court is Donovan Donaldson. Back out to Austin Hall. Open a three, it's short. And is airballed out of bounds. You know, Austin is a good shooter, but every time he's taken a three this year, from my perspective, they've all been short. And they've all not been very good. Maybe we stop having him shoot threes. He was open. Into the front court comes Coker, down 20. But with the ball and some momentum ended after that missed long-range three-pointer. Swing it left side. This will be a Lindsey three. That one's good. So we miss a three. They make a three, and it's a 17-point game. Across the stripe into the front court comes Tariq Jenkins. Down into the paint. No. The offensive rebound tip is no good, but the pass on the outlet is stolen by Donaldson. The Pioneers have it right back. Donaldson was back defensively as Jenkins penetrated on the dribble, and then Hall tried to tip it with the two-handed dunk. Jenkins bouncing it to Mitchell. Mitchell fronting on the baseline. Little sky hook is good. Brandon Mitchell, just a special talent. Just a sophomore for the Pioneers. 65-46 Pioneers. Right side front court, baseline. Williams stumbling, gathering himself, driving, maybe traveling. No, he's fouled. That's why he walked. He was fouled. And that'll go on Mitchell, I suppose. That'll be his third. And team foul number 4. That takes us to a timeout on the floor. We'll take the break and return right after this. 14:59 to play in the game. It's Tusculum 65 and Coker 46. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Jason was an ordinary man with an insatiable appetite until he got a call that changed everything. Applebee's All You Can Eat is back with shrimp. This January, get ready to order. Starring riblets, tenders, and introducing shrimp.
So the Pioneers lead, but being outscored 12-8 here in this second half. They lead it by 19, 65-46. Coker's off to a good start. They've hit 4 of their first 7 shots, 57%. The Pioneers have hit 3 of their first 6 shots. Donovan Donaldson has 1,000 points. Not in this game. That would be a tremendous record. But for his entire collegiate career, 436 of those points scored at Trevecca Nazarene, and the other points scored here at Tusculum University. First free throw attempt by Williams off the mark and no good. If he had had all of his points here at Tusculum, he'd be tied right now with Tom Deaton, right at 1,000 points for his career, and he'd be just a point behind Bill Lorch, closing in on our very own Dougie DeBusk. But once again, those 1,000 points not in his Tusculum career, but in his collegiate career. 1 of 2 for Williams. And then a whistle for a foul in back court that goes against Chandler Lindsay as Coker ramping up the pressure as if they haven't done that all game. Pioneers scored like a sieve in the first half at will against the Cobras for their highest scoring output in the first half of the year. And again, they went just 11 of 23 at the free throw line, or we score probably 75 points. As it is, we have 65 right now to Coker's 47. Adrian Cohen and Jackie Davis on the floor with Jenkins, Mitchell, and Donaldson. Mitchell thought about a 3, then really thought better of it. 3 ball by Donaldson. No. Cohen. No. The ball is loose. Jenkins tracks it down for the Pioneers. He's first to it. Pull up from the foul line. No. Rebound Davis, I think. Ball is loose. It's in the paint. It's ripped away, and the Cobras have it. Ellis hauls, fakes a 3, takes a 2. That one's back iron, no good. Jackie Davis with the rebound. Jenkins, right wing, and he's 2v3, so he says, you know what, I don't have numbers. Pioneers lead 65-47. They slow it down a bit here in the second half as we go under 14 to play in the game. Cohen to Mitchell. Mitchell, a hard guard on the left baseline, and when he gets going to the rim, but this one is no good. The rebound by Cooper, though, of Coker. Here come the Cobras. Khalil Halls and 1. I think Mitchell blocked it into the bucket. The bucket is good, and Mitchell's picked up his 4th. And that'll be team foul number 5. The thing I've taken away from today, if you wear a Pioneer uniform, we foul a bunch. Halls will go to the stripe. It's been a rough day for him shooting-wise. 2 for 8 from the field. Now make that 2 for 9 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. And now make that 3 of 10 for Halls, as this is an and one opportunity. And his 7th point, looking for number 8. And looking to cut this thing to 15, which he does, and so it is. 78% free throw shooter. Full court man-to-man by the Cobras. Cohen trying to get it in. Does so to Jackie Davis. Davis handling against Fordham, and he dribbles it off his knee. He goes out of bounds off Coker. Pioneers fortunate to have it back. Pioneers have turned it over just 4 times in the game. That can't be right. It's not. Pioneers have turned it over 8 times in the game. On the inbound, they'll lob it to Donaldson. Just tough to get the ball in play. Donaldson goes and attacks, tries to lay it off, and a whistle before a travel on the Pioneers. So it's a 15-point lead, was once 26 in the first half, and the Pioneers are going to turn it over for the 9th time. Into the front court, just into the game for Coker is Malcolm Kennedy. Fordham. They have used a bunch of guys in this game. 3 ball on the way, no good. And a whistle and a foul going against the Pioneers. It's on Donaldson. On the inbound, this will be Kennedy. He'll lob it to Cooper. Swing it left side to Halls. Big possession here for the Cobras. Are they going to count? They are going to count that bucket. And one. Khalil Halls goes right to the rim, puts it in, and a foul on Cam King is his 4th. So Mitchell and King each with 4. It's the bonus the rest of the way for the Cobras, and they've got life. Down 26 in the first half, but feeling it here in the second half. They've cut the deficit in half as it is now, and now with the free throw made by Halls, it's a 12-point game. Pioneers have to attack. They can have to quit turning the ball over as well. Donaldson across the stripe. Got to get into an offensive set. King's going to stay out there with those 4 fouls. As Donaldson dunks it down. A whistle and a foul that goes against Larry Cooper for his 4th against King. So Jenkins will inbound for the Pioneers. We got to get something righted. We lob it out to Dylan Smith, who went out lame in that first half. Good to see him back. Donaldson on the dribble. Donaldson attacks, loses possession, turned it over. The 11th of the game. Kennedy drives on Davis. He'll rim it out, no good, but it goes right to Kennedy in the paint. He's blocked, he's fouled. A chance to make this a 10-point game, and the foul on Cam King will foul him out of the game. So King fouls out. Mitchell, who has 4. Austin Hall, who has 3. And we're going to send Hall into the contest. So King's night is done. Pioneers, who lead by 12, send Kennedy to the free throw line. His first free throw is good. His 6th game this year. He's played just 33 minutes coming in. Is 5 of 6 at the free throw line on the year. And he made 2 more, and it's a 10-point game. And the Cobras, who trailed 57-34 at halftime, the Pioneers can't get the ball in, and Coker is feeling it. They get a 5-second violation against Tusculum. 12:18 to play, and the game is afoot. Williams missing. Rebound out of bounds off Coker, but they are attacking the glass. Pioneers trying to get the ball in. They can't move from the spot. Donaldson to trigger. Smith on the inbound. Back to Donaldson. No time to rest on your laurels. It's time to attack. Do exactly what you were doing in the first half. Just quit turning it over. Donaldson, and turn it over. Shoveling it down low to Austin Hall, and that takes us to a timeout on the floor, and the Cobras are surging here in the second half. We go to a break. 11:58 to play. It's Tusculum 65 and Coker 55. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneers Sports Network.
For Tusculum University Athletics, once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan Staten.
65-55, Tusculum by 10, but they're in trouble, being outscored 21-8 in this second half. Pioneers avoiding a Kennedy three there, rebounded by Donovan Donaldson. Tusculum has to score this possession. They have not scored in the last 4 minutes. Smith, no. Rebound, Cooper by Coker. Khalil Halls has it, and he'll take it into the front court for the Cobras. 11:15 to play, 65-55. Three ball here on the way. This one no good. Rebounded by Jackie Davis. Cam King has fouled out. Brandon Mitchell has 4. Austin Hall has 3 for the Pioneers. So trouble in that 4-5 spot for the Pioneers, and Tusculum without Caleb Hodnett today. Injured that knee or that thigh in the Mars Hill game. So some depth being challenged in this game for the Pioneers, who built a 26-point first-half lead. Jenkins, they're just going to say he turned it over. Ran into 3 guys in the paint. And they're going to say no call. .10:44 to play. Another turnover by Tusculum. That'll be 14 in the game. Pioneers didn't labor like that in the first half. They had just 4 turnovers, so 10 already in this second half. Halls on the baseline. Dribbles out left wing to Kennedy at the top of the key. Halls elevates baseline. Good. Khalil Halls cuts it to single digits. Hasn't been single digits since it was 26-17. Or make that 30-22. Donaldson will go to the rim, and he'll draw the foul on somebody. It will go on Ladarius Williams. That's his 3rd. Team's 4th against Coker. So Donaldson, who hit his 1,000th point, we called a timeout to celebrate that. We haven't scored since then, and we still haven't scored. I don't know that we need to be taking timeouts to celebrate 1,000 points anymore with the team riding a high, but it definitely infuriated Coker, and they came out and have played outstanding. Outscoring Tusculum 23-8 here in the second half. Donaldson finally hits that one. He had made 14 of 14 free throws here at home this year. He's missed 2 this game. 66-57. Tusculum leading After they trailed 8-0 to start the game, they have not come out here in the second half with any fire. They led by 23 at halftime. Khalil Halls has warmed up as we thought he might. Another three, this one by Halls, and this one's good. 66-60. 20 points erased from the deficit from the first half. Gibson into the front court. Ellis back on the floor for Coker. Right side is Donaldson. Pioneers are in a dogfight in the final 10 minutes. Austin Hall trying to back his way in. Puts this one up. It's no good. Rebounded by Williams, and here come the Cobras. And a shove here. That's an offensive foul. It'll go against Lindsey, just shoving Gibson out of the way. It'll be his second foul. Turns the ball over as well. Donaldson, who had 15 in the first half, 18 now for the game. Khalil Hall's up to 16 for the game after being held to just 2 in that first half. Got to score on this possession. Got to quit turning the ball over in this game as well. Donaldson, and one. Donovan Donaldson with the bucket. Count it, and Khalil Halls has picked up his fourth. Battle of attrition. Cam King is fouled out. Marquise Green has been ejected in the first half with 2 technicals for Coker. Mitchell, who has 4 fouls, has been on the bench for a long time. Into the game will come A.J. McQuaige for Cooper, who has 4 fouls. Halls is going to stay out there with those 4. Donaldson can't hit the three-point play, but there's an offensive rebound put back by Cohen. It's a 10-point lead for the Pioneers, 70-60. Lindsey with the basketball front court for Coker. Bouncing it to Halls, who's feeling it, working on Smith, and one. Holy cow. Light contact there. Very little, in other words. And Dylan Smith will be whistled for his third. 9 on the team. And Hall's at the free throw line with the chance at a three-point play. Cooper's going to come back in for McQuaige. So we're doing, I don't know why you put Cooper back in here. He's got 4 fouls. Leave him out there for some defense. To make it a 7-point game, Halls does that. He has 19 in the game. Gibson to inbound. And throws it to Cohen, and he'll be fouled by Cooper, who's going to foul out of the game. Exactly, I don't know why you put him back in for defense. So Cooper fouls out, the team's second leading scorer by average this year. It'll send Cohen to the free throw line, just 38% on the year from the free throw line. Had kind of been the forgotten man, but with, not the forgotten man, but his minutes have drastically been cut as the season has gone along. As a matter of fact, for Cohen, this is just his 4th conference game this year. Did get a start early in the season. Just 6 of 16 at the free throw line this year, 2.2 points a game. But with the injury to Hodnett and King fouling out, needs somebody. Free throw is no good, rebounded by Coker. It's a 7-point Pioneer lead. Halls has it again. They know where he is on the floor. Ellis, baseline Williams, 18-footer is good. It's a 5-point Pioneer lead. Under 9 to play, 70-65. Pioneers had 57 at the half. Have been held in check here in the second half because they keep turning it over. Donaldson trying to take it himself is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. The foul goes against Lindsey, his third, and a 2-shot foul for Donaldson going to the strike. When do you bring Mitchell back in? Is it after this next media timeout or not? I'm not sure. Donaldson calmly knocks the first free throw in. Scored his 1,000th point in this game. Not just in this game. That would be a record. But for his collegiate career, has been averaging 16 points a game in his last 5, including 2 assists per contest. Made them both. Tariq Jenkins in to give Donaldson a breather. 72-65. Pioneers. Donaldson with 22. Williams, McQuage. Lindsay for Coker, top of the key. Lob it to Halls. Pioneers have gone man. 10 to shoot. Halls around a double team. Looks inside, stolen. Tariq Jenkins with the steal for the Pioneers. Now working in backcourt, in trouble. They get it to Smith. Somebody's got to be open. Dylan Smith will take it into the lane, have it poked away. Coker, they can react, respond, get to the right spot, do just about everything. And they have needed to do all of that here in the second half. They trailed by 26 in the first half. Either way, they're going to, if this game remains this close, win or lose, Coker feels as if they've got to have won. That doesn't make sense. 8 minutes to play. Jenkins in the paint. Backs it back out, 10 to shoot. Who's going to finish for the Pioneers? Jenkins, 19-footer. He settled for it. Missed it. Rebounded by Coker. Here comes Ellis out of the pack. Halls walked. He did. He did not settle, and he travels and gives it right back to the Pioneers, and that will take us to a timeout. So with 7:45 to play here in this basketball game, the Pioneers will lead by 7. Pioneer Sports Network and Tusculum University would like to thank Applebee's for their continued support throughout the year.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus? What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Jason was an ordinary man with an insatiable appetite until he got a call that changed everything. Applebee's All You Can Eat is back with shrimp. This January, get ready to order. Starring riblets, tenders, and introducing shrimp.
Leading, but laboring. They're 5 of 15 shooting here in the second half, 33%, where Coker is 10 of 19, and Khalil Halls has come to life. 19 for him, 17 in the second half. He's 7 of 14 from the field in the game. The Pioneers will have the ball after the 14th turnover by the Cobras. Tusculum has turned it over 10 times in the second half. They had 4 total in the first half. Tale of 2 halves. Pioneers had 57 points in the first half. They have 15 here in this second half. They're being outscored 31-15 in the second half. I'm going to turn it over again. Gibson just lost the handle. Halls runs it into the front court, picks up the dribble, and wants some help. 7-point game. The Pioneers had a golden opportunity, but have squandered it again. A 3 by Lindsay, back iron, no good, and the rebound, Williams overshot it. Halls overshoots it. Austin Hall has it for the Pioneers, and I think they're actually going to get a foul, I believe, out of this. And the foul is on Lindsay, his 4th, and it's going to bring Austin Hall to the free throw line, and he's going to shoot 2 free throws in the double bonus. And that turnover, as Trent Gibson looks over at his coach, J.T. Burton, and says, that's on me, because that was the 15th turnover of the game, the 11th in the second half, and he just dribbled it off his knee right to Coker. They apply so much pressure. Lack of focus, you could sit there and say that about this game. Austin Hall makes the first. Rip Nylon, 67% free throw shooter. Played his season each at Otero JC and Kansas City Community College out of Chadron State. A journeyman. Found a home here at Tusculum with Coach Burton, and he made them both. We have needed his production today. 74-65 Tusculum. Williams had it stolen by Smith into Cohen's hand, and we're going to slow it down. Jenkins across the stripe. And the Pioneers trying to use some of this clock. Jenkins trying to penetrate. He's going to be fouled as he drives to the bucket. And the foul goes against A.J. McQuaige, his fourth. Well, it's a battle of attrition in this game. Bunch of fouls called. And a timeout has been asked for here by Coker just to kind of calm some things down. You know, Eric Samuel didn't really call much of the timeout. Tusculum has one. Coker will have two remaining here. Don't forget this Wednesday, it's Pack the Arena night at Tusculum, where Carson Newman comes to town. Always a great game. And a top 10 regional showdown, Tusculum and Carson Newman in the women's game. Join us on Wednesday for Pack the Arena night. Admission is $5. Proceeds benefiting the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and then we'll raffle off a television. Tickets will be $2 each, 3 for $5, and all proceeds for the raffle go to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Free admission for all Greenville and Greene County students. So come out Wednesday night, women's game at 6, the men's game to follow at Pioneer Arena. Let's pack this place out. They have been playing exceptional basketball here in this calendar year. The women out to an 11-2 start, and the men trying to put together back-to-back wins on the season. And should they do that, it'll be the first time they've won back-to-back since November 19th, 24th at Lee and versus Lander. Jenkins made both free throws, and it may come down to a free throw shooting contest, and that's bad news because the Pioneers have not been very good there. But 11 of 23 in the first half. The game was over if they had made half of their misses in that first half. But they've warmed up 20 of 35. Have they forced a turnover? They have. Pioneer basketball leading by 11. Jenkins, Smith in the corner. The three won't go. And a rebound foul as Trent Gibson had position underneath. And he's going to be shooting 2 more free throws. And if it's on Lindsay, he's done. Eric Samuel can't believe it. No, it is 4 on him. Sorry. Coach Samuel's gone deep to his bench. Of course, he can do it. He's got 57 guys on his roster. I exaggerate. Gibson at the free throw line is good on his first. Of course, he's been without Marquise Green since the first half. Ejected after his second technical. It was down to 5. It is back to 13, the lead for the Pioneers. In the paint, Williams driving on Hall, missing, and the putback tip-in is good by McQuaige. 78-67 Pioneers. 6 minutes to play in the game. Jenkins with the basketball for Tusculum. Into the corner is Gibson. He'll fire a 3. Bang! Big bucket by the diaper dandy, Trent Gibson. Across the stripe into the front court comes Coker. Baseline, Hall with the block initially, and then battling to get it. Gibson is going to foul McQuaige, and Gibson's going to pick up his third. So when do we see Mitchell come back in? The double bonus the rest of the way for Coker. It'll be McQuaige going to the free throw line, 33%. Tariq Jenkins, junior college buddy. They both attended East Georgia State College. McQuage's free throw is off the mark, no good. Kennedy along with Angwick check back in for Coker. Some offense for defense here, I believe. Second free throw in this extremely long game is good by McQuaige. The entire day has been exacerbating. Gibson across the stripe. I've seen more fouls called today than we have seen in 2 weeks by both games combined. 81-68 Tusculum. Smith on the left side. Gets a screen, pulls up off the dribble. That one won't stay down, and the rebound, McQuaige. And for crying out loud, another whistle. We can't get a possession without a whistle. The foul's going to go on Cohen. It's going to be his second. And this foul shooting contest continues for McQuaige. It's 81-68, Pioneers. The lead was to 5. The Pioneers got it back to 14. McQuaige trying to cut into that even more, but cannot on the first as he comes up a bit long. No good. Second is no good. Cohen skies for the rebound for the Pioneers. Gibson basketball, and he'll bring it across the line for the Pioneers. Watched by Khalil Halls playing with those 4 fouls. Jenkins penetrates into the paint looking for Hall. He wasn't ready for it, and he turns it over. Well, tough pass by Jenkins. Halls elevates, missing, but the dunk down by McQuaige. And there's some line for the Cobras, who have cut it back to 11. Pioneers have to stop turning it over. It's a 4-on-2 break if they hurry, and the Pioneers slow it down again. We go under 5 to play. Dribble penetration by Smith is good. I'd like to see that clock worked a little bit more here in winning time. Pioneers by 13. Ellis, a deep 3. No. Rebound by Hall of the Pioneers to Dylan Smith, to Gibson. We're going to see Donaldson back in. I was surprised we haven't seen Mitchell before this next media timeout, which will come at the next dead ball. Left side, Trent Gibson. Skips it to Smith. 10 on the shot clock. He fires. Bang! Dylan Smith, potentially the dagger. 86-70 Pioneers. 3:40 to play. Pioneer team lighting it up. Queens hanging on against Carson Newman. They're up 3 with 20 seconds to play. Here we have 3.5 to play, and the Pioneers survive another 3 attempt, rebounded by the Pioneers. Gibson on the right wing. Don't want to see a shot before 10 on that shot clock. Cohen, he wants to take a shot. He'll drive in. And one! Adrian Cohen. Double dagger. McQuaige will foul out of the game, and that'll take us to a timeout on the floor. We'll take the break. The Pioneers, not good, then all of a sudden, real good. 3:12 to play. We go to a break. It's Tusculum 88, Coker 70. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Family.
88-70, Tusculum with the lead, 3:12 to play, and in which to hold this lead. Coker has played, let's just say what it is, phenomenal here in this second half. They have down, you're down 26 in the first half, and Eric Samuel in that locker room saying the game's not over, go out and give me pure effort, and this team has given him every ounce of energy and being that they own here in the second half. The Pioneers withstood it. Watch that 26-point first-half lead evaporate to 5 points here in the second half. But Dylan Smith and Trent Gibson have stepped up, and there's Adrian Cohen completing the three-point play, and the Pioneers by 19. 89-70, Pioneers. Ellis to Halls, who has ignited this offense in this second half for the Cobras. He has it again. He gives it up to Ellis. He'll drive. Reverse layup is good. Good move by Ellis, the sophomore. 89-72. 2:45 in the game. Jenkins across the stripe, defended by Angwick. Donaldson. Here's Mitchell back on the floor. Good to see him back out there with those 4 fouls. Jenkins penetrates and gets to the rim, puts it in. Just what he does. Tariq Jenkins for the Pioneers. 14 for him. We have 22 from Donaldson, which equals his season best. And now Brandon Mitchell's going to foul out of the game. He was on the floor for about 3 seconds. It was more than 3. It's more like 13 or maybe 33. Miles Jones and Malik Tyree will come in. Austin Hall will be in for Mitchell, who fouls out. Great effort by Dylan Smith. He had 16 tonight. And really the dagger hit the 3 that just kind of broke the back. Tariq Jenkins with the big bucket, and then Cohen with the double dagger. Ellis at the free throw line. Donaldson, the newest collegian with 1,000 points for his career, comes out. Second free throw is good. Bajokwu will check in for the Pioneers. 91-74. Pioneers lead. Miles Jones says, I'll take this. Missed this. Rebounded by Lindsey. A little early in the shot clock there. And Halls misses a 3, thankfully, but an offensive rebound. Under 2 to play in the game. Halls did travel. Yeah. The return trip to Coker on February 23rd is going to be packed filled with excitement, I can about guarantee you. But hopefully we'll be done in the day in less than 8 hours of doubleheader basketball. (91-74) for the Pioneers here in this one, equaling their season best that they had against Barton when they put up the 91 points there, ending the game on a 20-3 run. Last year, the Pioneers scored a bunch of points, just couldn't keep teams under 80. This year's team, best in the conference, 71.2 points allowed. Bajokwu for 3. Nope. Rebounded by Coker. Angwick into the front court, had it knocked away by Hall. Saved by Hall. Up ahead to Tyree. Rim rocker. Malik Tyree with the two-handed flush. And then Halls fires for 3. That one's no good. And we've got a minute to play, and the Pioneers has a season high in points scored. And then Ladarius Williams silencing the crowd for a moment with a little bucket in the paint. Gibson across the stripe from the foul line. Tried to dump it down low to Hall. He turned it over. It's stolen. And on the outlet feed to Lindsey, they throw it out of play, and the Pioneers have it back. 2-game homestand, 2 wins. The third of the 3-game homestand is Wednesday for Pack the Arena night. Carson Newman comes in as Carson Newman has fallen to Queens today, 81-77. But they gave Queens all that they wanted. And Carson Newman playing some really good basketball despite their record. This Pioneer team looking for their 6th win of the year, their 2nd in the league. Jones will go to the rim, miss on the layup. Bajokwu misses the layup. Bajokwu misses the layup. Hall dunks it down. (95-76). And a whistle to stop play for another foul against the Pioneers. This on Malik Tyree, for crying out loud. We commit another foul. We have got to be the foulingest team. Is that even a term? I'm going to make a new term. Tusculum is we're going to come up with the Wallpaper Wednesday, and we're going to say Tusculum, home of the foulingest team. That's what we're going to have. I'm going to get Forsberg right on that. We're going to get some emojis that have some bandages and some blood coming out on the opposition and make us the foulingest team. 2 free throws made here by Coker, by the way. I don't know the numbers. 24 and 28, 25, 28. Holy cow, that's a lot of fouls. 53 fouls in the game. We have 48 in the women's game, 53 in this one. Well, these guys had to earn their check. Pioneers win. They get the doubleheader sweep against the Coker Cobras, and that's the second consecutive doubleheader sweep for this Pioneer basketball team. Playing some inspired basketball here today. The Pioneers knock off Coker. Just get their 4th win all-time against the Cobras and just the 11th meeting all-time, but a key conference showdown. The Pioneers now, by virtue of this win, they get their 2nd win. You're talking about 2 wins in the win column out of the top 5 in the league. Crazy year, a lot of parity in this league, and Carson Newman will come in this coming Wednesday. Carson Newman will be 2-6. The Pioneers are 2-4 in league action when the Eagles come take on the Tusculum Pioneers this coming Wednesday for Pack the Arena night. What a thrilling game. Pioneers get the victory. A marathon game. Tusculum 95 and Coker 78. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned now for Pioneer Basketball postgame report here on the Pioneer Sports Network.